So hello everyone and welcome to Career Launcher. So in today's class, we are going to do the Hindu analysis at 3 p.m. This class is generally taken by Govind sir, but because of some reason he is on leave. So I will be taking today's class, okay? So generally at 3 p.m. Govind sir takes class except Saturday, because on Saturday at 3 p.m. I take the class of the Hindu analysis. But because of some reason, he's on leave, so I'll be taking the class. So today, what we have actually, I had class at 6 p.m. also, which will not be there because I'll be taking right now this 3 p.m. class. So today, okay, so let us begin with today's class. And there are some very important articles on the first page, especially with related to a judgment of a Supreme Court regarding a decision by the governor of the state of Tamil Nadu. So that is very, very important. आज एक बहुत important first page पर article है The Hindu में, जो कि कोई एक डिसीजन है सुप्रीम कोर्ट का जजमेंट से रिलेटेड, वो उसको हम लोग डिस्कस करेंगे. ओके, सो लेट अस बिगिन विद टुडेस क्लास. एम आई ऑडिबल, विजिबल, एवरीथिंग इज फाइन? यस, गुड आफ्टरनून कुशाग्रा, नताशा, गुड आफ्टरनून. एम आई ऑडिबल, विजिबल? मेरी आवाज आ रही है? इफ यस देन प्लीज राइट यस इन द कमेंट्स. एक बार आप कमेंट में यस लिख दो. ओके, सो लेट अस बिगिन विद टुडेस क्लास. So today is 9th April, है ना, 7th Wednesday, है ना. So basically this was an article. Actually all these three articles are linked with this article. तीनों article जो एक ही article पर based है. Supreme Court pulls up Tamil Nadu governor sets deadline to clear bills. Pulls up का मतलब क्या होता है? एक तरह से यहाँ पर pulls up का मतलब होता है कि नाराजगी व्यक्त कर रहा है towards governor. So the Supreme Court was not happy with the decisions, some of the decision taken by the Tamil Nadu governor. So please tell me who is actually the governor of Tamil Nadu? What is his name? And who is the chief minister of Tamil Nadu? Please tell me. I'll be very happy to know. And not only that, it has set the deadline to clear the bills, which was not there in the constitution. And that is why actually the Supreme Court has done some innovation. So ये constitution में ये deadline नहीं mentioned थी, और इसको सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने अपनी तरफ से डाला है. So there are lot of judicial innovations in India, like Keshavananda Bharati case, the basic structure constitution. This is also a judicial innovation. I'm sure you must be aware of it. There is nowhere mentioned in the constitution. Similarly, collegium. I have taken a separate class on collegium. It's nowhere mentioned in the constitution. This is also a judicial innovation. Okay. Yes, Mr. M.K. Stalin is the chief minister. Yes, Kushagra, you're right. And who is the governor? Chief minister is Mr. M.K. Stalin. Governor of Tamil Nadu, सामने में नाम लिखा हुआ भी है. Just you have to see it and answer it. Mr. R.N. Ravi is actually, he had served as a former IPS officer and he had served as a governor in I think Nagaland also before that. Fine. So इस पर हम लोग discuss करेंगे. We will discuss it in detail. But before this discussion, I will explain it what exactly it is. ये क्या है हम discuss करेंगे. But before that, there was one more thing related with that. इसको भी हम लोग discuss करेंगे. वो anti-need bill. So this was there 5 days back. I mean, on Saturday I had discussed it, but both are linked with this actually with the same state of Tamil Nadu, and that is why I have decided to discuss this also. ठीक है, पहले आपको ये समझना है. So generally what happens is, I hope you are aware of the legislative procedure. So in the state of Tamil Nadu, so ideally in every state, if there are two if there are two houses, then you need to pass a bill in both the houses. Otherwise, in one house, you have to pass in one house only. So there is legislative assembly. Okay, or you write it LA. I'm short writing in short, and the members are called as MLA, member of legislative assembly. In Hindi, we call them as Vidhayak. Similarly, in some states we have legislative council also. Okay. And the members are called as MLC, member of legislative council. तो इनको कहते हैं विधान पार्षद. But this is not the case in Tamil Nadu. There is only legislative assembly. ठीक है? अब देखो, I will be writing LA everywhere so that you can understand it. अब होता क्या, कोई भी स्टेट में, let's say in Tamil Nadu, if the legislative assembly passes the bill, it goes to the governor. And governor has different options under Article 200, है ना? Article 200 के अंदर different options है. तो यहाँ पे mentioned if you read Article 200, assent to the bills, है ना? So what are the options? Either first he can reject the bill, send back the bill to legislative assembly, वापस भेज देंगे, ठीक है. और he can reject the bill, मतलब वही होता है withholding the assent, वही है withhold assent, send back to the legislative assembly or reserve for presidential assent, यानी president को भेज देंगे. ओके. नाउ अब देखो होता क्या, यही तीन केस है ना कि either he can reject it, send back to the legislative assembly and or reserve for presidential assent. But if it sends back to the legislative assembly and the legislative assembly again sends him back, then the governor is bound to sign it. ये तो पता होगा. अगर लेजिस्लेटिव असेंबली ने दोबारा भेज दिया तब तो गवर्नर को पक्का साइन करना ही होता है. आई होप यू आर अवेयर ऑफ दिस. दिस इज व्हाट आर्टिकल 200 सेज, है ना. The legislation has been passed whether it shall be presented and shall declare either assent to the bill, sign कर दे, या withhold assent मतलब reject कर दे, है ना, और return the bill कर दे. लेकिन money bill को return नहीं कर सकते. You have to be careful that money bill cannot be returned, ठीक है, to the house. लेकिन इसमें क्या लिखा है? If the bill is passed again by the house after return करने के बाद, then the governor shall not withhold the assent therefrom. अगर दोबारा लेजिस्लेटिव असेंबली ने वापस भेज दिया, if it has sent again by passing the resolution, by passing the bill, the legislative assembly sends again, then the governor has no scope, it cannot do anything, just it can sign it, ठीक है. तो साइन करने के अलावा उनके पास और कोई ऑप्शन नहीं. shall not withhold the asset, है ना, मतलब he'll have to sign it. That is what the idea is. But ये सब चीजों में कहीं पर टाइमलाइन नहीं मेंशन है. There is no timing mentioned कि he is supposed to do within 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, ऐसा कुछ नहीं मेंशन है कि इतना महीने के अंदर करना ही है. So basically there is one more veto called as pocket veto, which is the case with both governor and chief minister. Pocket veto का मतलब होता है हम कोई डिसीजन नहीं लेंगे. I will not take any decision. That's called as pocket veto, ठीक है. एक तो था कि वीटो है ना कि एक है कि रिजेक्ट कर दिया, एक है कि साइन कर लिया, एक है कि प्रेसिडेंट को भेज दिया, एक है कि सेंड बैक कर दिया. बट एक ये हो सकता है कि बिकॉज़ देयर इज नोवेयर मेंशन इन आर्टिकल 200 दैट यू हैव टू टेक दिस डिसीजन विद इन 3 मंथ्स, 2 मंथ्स, 6 मंथ्स, कुछ नहीं. हां, ज्ञानी जैल सिंह डिड इट. यस, कुशाग्र सक्सेना, वेरी गुड. सो पॉकेट वीटो वाज वंस एक्सरसाइज इन बाय ज्ञानी जैल सिंह, राइट. सो बेसिकली दिस इज आल्सो द केस. अब क्या किया सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने, ये सब में टाइमिंग फिक्स कर दिया. दिस वाज नॉट देयर इन आर्टिकल 200 बट सुप्रीम कोर्ट इनोवेटेड एंड सुप्रीम कोर्ट सेड कि टाइमिंग होगा इतना, देयर इज अ फिक्स्ड डेडलाइन, यू हैव टू डू एनीथिंग विद इन दीस पीरियड्स, ठीक है. सो दैट इज व्हाट द केस इज. सेकंड थिंग, इस केस में क्या हुआ था कि द गवर्नर वाज नॉट साइनिंग द बिल, ठीक है. अगर आप देखोगे, लेट मी जस्ट डिस्कस इट, है ना. The Supreme Court on Wednesday slammed the governor, Mr. R. N. Ravi, as conduct as unconstitutional, criticizing his prolonged inaction on 10 key bills. Prolonged inaction का मतलब क्या हुआ? वही pocket veto. I am doing nothing. I will not be responding. ना ही हम sign करें, ना ही हम reject करें. The court noted that he failed to act for months before swiftly referring the bill to the president only after they were repassed by the state legislature and came under judicial review scrutiny. तो हुआ क्या था? He was not doing it. So जब लेजिस्लेटिव असेंबली ने दोबारा पास किया, when it passed again, if it passes again, then the governor is supposed to sign it, है ना. In that case also governor was actually not signing it. So when it was challenged in the Supreme Court, when the matter is being heard, he sent the bill to the president. कि जब सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने मामला हो, किसी ने केस हो किया या गवर्नमेंट ने पिटीशन फाइल किया होगा, तो उन्होंने कहा कि हम गवर्नर प्रेसिडेंट को भेज दे रहे हैं साइन करने के लिए. So this was not liked by the Supreme Court, and Supreme Court was not happy. It was rather, it was very strictly said, है ना, कि this is not correct and this is violative of the Constitution. It also fixed time limits 1 to 3 months and all. तो यही टाइम लिमिट यहाँ पे सेट किया कि गवर्नर हैज अ मैक्सिमम 1 month to withhold the assent on the aid of the advice of the Council of Ministers. 1 month का टाइम है, ठीक है. तो 1 महीना के अंदर आपको अगर रिजेक्ट करना है बिल, सो रिजेक्ट इट इन 1 month. Maximum 3 months is given to return the bill with a message specifying the reason if the governor withholds assent contrary to the cabinet's advice. अच्छा, जनरली क्या होता है, गवर्नर इज सपोज्ड टू वर्क इन द एडवाइस ऑफ काउंसिल ऑफ मिनिस्टर्स, मतलब चीफ मिनिस्टर्स के एडवाइस पर, चीफ मिनिस्टर, द स्टेट चीफ मिनिस्टर्स एंड ऑल. बट इफ ही इज एक्चुअली डिसएग्रीइंग इट, देन ही हैव टू राइट इट इन 3 months. If the governor wants to send the bill to the president, he'll have to do it in 3 months. ठीक है. If the legislative assembly passes again, then he must sign it within 1 month. यानी अगर दोबारा पास किए तो आर्टिकल 200 मेंशन भी है, हालांकि टाइमिंग नहीं मेंशन था. So these timings, the date, the deadlines were fixed by the Supreme Court now. ये पहले नहीं था आर्टिकल 200 में, it was nowhere mentioned. ठीक है. So now the judiciary has mentioned these timings. तो अब एक तरह से कहो तो the concept of pocket veto at least at the level of governor is gone. ठीक है कि आप पॉकेट वीटो नहीं यूज कर सकते. That is what the case is, है ना. The Supreme Court has said that governor is a friend, philosopher, guide, है ना. ये बहुत famous statement है. It should not act as a roadblock. Okay, so these are the things you should be doing, है ना. So he has 3 choices: either withhold the bill, resolve the bill, or send it back and all, है ना. So these are the things. Once a bill is presented to the governor, he is under constitutional obligation to offer these 3 choices. ठीक है. So ये सब आपको पता होना चाहिए. अच्छा, एक चीज और पूछूंगा. I just discussed that in some cases a governor can also reserve the bill to presidential assent. अगर गवर्नर को ऐसा लगे कि नहीं हम नहीं साइन करेंगे, प्रेसिडेंट को भेजेंगे. So this is his discretion, his or her discretion. यानी उनका मन करेगा. This is the pure choice of the governor. But in some cases it is binding. What are those cases? In which governor has no scope but to reserve the bill for presidential assent. कोई बता सकता है? One I had discussed few days back in the Hindu analysis class also on Saturday. कुछ ऐसे केसेस हैं जिसमें गवर्नर को खुद से नहीं साइन असेंट दे सकते, उनको प्रेसिडेंट ही को भेजना पड़ेगा. What are those cases? Where there is no scope for governor to, it cannot sign the bill if it is passed by legislative assembly. It can only reserve for presidential assent. Related union list matters. No, the state cannot make laws on union list. Never. There is no scope. मैंने बताया था कुछ दिन पहले when I had discussed about this anti-need bill. I still remember it. एक ये बताया था और एक और है. 2 are actually clearly mentioned. देखो आर्टिकल 200 में नीचे mentioned है. एक लिखा है governor shall not assent the bill but reserve it for presidential assent if the bill endangers the power of the high court. ठीक है. और एक जो है वो बताता हूँ दो कंडीशन. सो देयर आर 2 एक्सप्लिसिट कंडीशन. 1, अगर लेजिस्लेटिव असेंबली ने पास किया, goes to the governor. ठीक है. Case 1, governor sees that the bill passed is impacting the power of high court. In that case, governor cannot sign it. It has to send it to the president. और प्रेसिडेंट अप्रूव करेंगे और असेंट देंगे. ठीक है. फर्स्ट केस, empowering the high court, power of high court. The second is the matter is in the concurrent list and parliament has already made a law which is contradictory with the law made by the legislative assembly. ये मैंने बताया था कि नहीं एंटी नीड बिल में कि कोई कंकरेंट लिस्ट का मैटर है, पार्लियामेंट ने ऑलरेडी कानून बना दिया है और लेजिस्लेटिव असेंबली जो कानून बना रही है वो पार्लियामेंट के अगेंस्ट बना रही है, जो पार्लियामेंट के लॉ बनाया गया उसके अगेंस्ट. In that case also the governor is supposed to send it to the president. If the president gives assent, then only in that state, सिर्फ उस स्टेट में, the law made by the legislative assembly will prevail over the law made by the parliament. Is it clear? Because generally क्या होता है, if there is a matter in concurrent list and the law made by the parliament and the law made by the legislative assembly is contradicting, then the law made by the parliament will prevail. ये होता है ना कि अगर concurrent list का मैटर है और पार्लियामेंट ने भी कानून बनाया, लेजिस्लेटिव असेंबली ने भी कानून बनाया, तो पार्लियामेंट का कानून चलेगा. लेकिन अगर लेजिस्लेटिव असेंबली ने बिल पास किया जो कि कंट्राडिक्टरी है पार्लियामेंट के लॉ के अगेंस्ट और गवर्नर ने उसको प्रेसिडेंट को भेज दिया और प्रेसिडेंट ने साइन कर दिया, तब ये वाला चलेगा. इज इट क्लियर? If the legislative assembly passes a law under concurrent list contradictory to the law made by the parliament, then in that case, if the governor sends it to the president and president approves it, then in that state only, the legislative assembly law will prevail. This is only in matter of concurrent list, not in union or state list. उसकी तो बात ही नहीं हो रही. State list में तो state can make laws, union list में there is no power of state government, legislative assembly. ठीक है? ये भी मैंने बताया था. I still remember this is what it is. तो यही केस में क्या हुआ था कि legislative assembly ने bill बनाया, which is actually I have told you also in 42nd amendment when I was teaching that education was earlier in state list, moved to concurrent list. So legislative assembly was making a law contradictory with the central law. So it sent it to the governor, and governor sent it to the president, but president rejected it. यही ना था ये वाला केस, प्रेसिडेंट withholds the assent, यानी rejects the bill to Tamil Nadu's anti-NEET bill. Is it clear? ये भी मैंने बताया था, I still remember Saturday को. That is why these things are very very important. I hope the issue of Tamil Nadu is very clear. ये आज का जो judgment है बहुत important है, ये 254 में लिखा हुआ था. I discussed, I still remember. Such state, and if it is given, if the president is, approves it, then of course in that case. ठीक है, तो ये सब concept clear होना चाहिए. ठीक है. Okay. The next one is the chief minister was happy. Historic Supreme Court judgment is a victory for all states. Then the state of Kerala said that something similar has happened in our state also. So please look into our matter also. The same thing is happening. There are cases where governors are stopping, etc. the bills. So Kerala ने भी कहा Supreme Court को यही matter, Kerala के lawyer ने. So let us see. That is what you should be knowing. फिर एक आधार ऐप बनने जा रहे हैं, इसमें फेशियल ऑथेंटिकेशन होगा, है ना. जैसे अभी फेशियल रिकॉग्निशन की टेक्नोलॉजी कहाँ यूज किया जा रहा है? एयरपोर्ट पे जाओगे, when you get a chance to go to the airport, तो अब आजकल क्या हो रहा है कि बिना टिकट दिखाए फेस से आपका रिकॉग्निशन हो जाएगा, you will get entry and all. उसका ऐप भी होता है, I am not able to recall it. That's something similar is happening in case of आधार also. ठीक है, तो फेस रिकॉग्निशन से कैमरा के जरिए आपका आधार जो है वो वेरीफाई हो जाएगा, even if you do not have आधार at that time. ठीक है. RGI face delay of hospitals reporting births and deaths. Registrar General of India. Please tell me, this Registrar General of India is under which ministry? देखो इनका काम क्या होता है, सेंसस वगैरह कंडक्ट कराना है ना. Registrar General of India, census commissioner. He is supposed to conduct census. So census ideally happens in 2011. It was supposed to happen in 2021, but COVID वगैरह के बाद अभी तक तो हुआ नहीं है. So next will be happening in 2031 ideally. So let us see. So this has not happened yet. Which ministry? Registrar General is under which ministry? तो रजिस्ट्रार जनरल में रजिस्टर, अब तो देखो अब तो होता क्या है कि हॉस्पिटल्स को रजिस्टर करना होता है if a child is born and all. पहले ऐसा नहीं होता था ना, अर्लियर ऐसा कुछ केस नहीं था, है ना. So nowadays, I mean, everything is getting registered and all, digitally and all. No. Not ministry. Why Ministry of Minority Affairs? Registrar General is about actually calculating population. है ना? It must be under Home Ministry. ठीक है? So it's Registrar General of India, Mr. Mritunjay Kumar Narayanan. है ना? So it is in the Home Ministry. It is the job of Home Ministry to ensure census. है ना? So Registrar General उसी के अंदर आते हैं. That is what you should know. देखो होम मिनिस्ट्री का काम होता है सिटीजनशिप से रिलेटेड, ठीक है, फिर सेंसस से रिलेटेड. These all are actually the job of home ministry. Then एक और आर्टिकल थी, चाइना wants to fight to the end as tariff war with. आपको ये पता होगा, we have discussed so many times that Donald Trump is imposing tariff after tariff, है ना. Why 4% on China, 26% on India, ठीक है. तो अब इससे होता क्या है कि I hope you are aware, we have already discussed that if let's say there is more tariff, जैसे अगर इंडिया का प्रोडक्ट जाएगा यूएसए में, so मान लो पहले 100 रुपए का बिक रहा था, it was going for 100 रुपी. Now 26% टैरिफ के बाद कितना हो जाएगा, ₹26. So it will be sold now at 126 rupee in US market. What will happen? The Indian product will become less competitive. Lesser people will buy in America because it will become costly. तो जब टैरिफ लगता है किसी प्रोडक्ट पर, तो जो बाहर से जो इंपोर्ट हो रहा है सामान महंगा हो जाएगा. जब इंडिया कुछ एक्सपोर्ट करेंगे तो उस पर 26% टैक्स लग जाएगा अमेरिका में बिकने से पहले. So people will less chances of people buying those products. ठीक है. चाइना का 104%. मान लो अगर चाइना कुछ एक्सपोर्ट कर रहा है यूएस को, चाइना इज एक्सपोर्टिंग एट $10. अब समझ रहे हो, तो इस पर ना $10.4 का तो टैक्स लग जाएगा, तो $20.4 का बिकेगा चाइना में वही सामान. So nobody will buy it. It will be double price. So people will prefer to buy American goods only. ठीक है. That is what this is. और इसके बाद क्या हुआ कि जब since Donald Trump is imposing so many taxes and all, there are fears. तो जो मार्केट होता है ना, I hope you are aware, जो शेयर स्टॉक मार्केट्स होता है वो बहुत ज्यादा स्पेकुलेशन पर चलता है ना, मतलब फ्यूचर में क्या हो जाएगा, राइट? That is how the share market works. रियलिटी में क्या होगा, no one knows. No one knows what is going to happen when Donald Trump is doing these decisions. But share market जो होता है वो speculation पे होता है कि ऐसे गिर जाएगा, उड़ जाएगा. So people actually buy and sell. according to the speculation. So when Donald Trump started putting those tariffs and all, तो देखो ये फ्राइडे का है और उसके बाद जो मंडे ये था ना मंडे, उसको ब्लैक मंडे वगैरह लोग कह रहे थे इतना गिर गया सेंसस का वैल्यू. देखिए अभी भी थोड़ा सा राइज हुआ है बट इट इज स्टिल इसके बियॉन्ड नहीं आया, इसके बराबर नहीं आया. सिमिलरली अगर आप निफ्टी का भी देखोगे, इसका बिहेवियर देखो, तनाक से मंडे को ओपन हुआ एकदम नीचे गिर गया. Why? Because there were fears and these two are stock market of India. ये सेंसेक्स इंडिया का है, बॉम्बे स्टॉक एक्सचेंज का है ना. दिस इज द sensitivity index, Bombay Stock Exchange index, and this is Nifty's National Stock Exchange index. So India may be of course impact padega because we are living in a globalized world. So we cannot say ki, you must be aware that if something happens in America, it has impact in India also, है ना. तो होगा ही impact तो because globalized world है. So whenever there will be interaction and all, of course these things will happen. Fine. Let us move on to editorial. And editorial is the first editorial is about gradual transformation of home ministry. Okay, so he's writing about it. I have just told you that home ministry का काम क्या होता है ना. जैसे let's talk about it. Home ministry. Who is the home minister of India? Please tell me in the comment. Home ministry का काम जैसे census conduct कराना है ना, वही registrar general and all, calculation of birth, citizenship, ये सब तो हो गया. Then main is internal security and it is like policing in entire India. So after all, जैसे for example fighting nationalism and all, तो external threat के लिए defense ministry is there, but internal threat के लिए, so internal security, nationalism, or what you call it as left wing extremism. So for that there is a home ministry to fight that. President के लिए ऐसा कुछ नहीं शुभांगी, that is only for governor. देखो, you're asking the question, if the parliament passes a bill, goes to the president sends it back, then next time if parliament says, the president has to sign it. There's no other chance. Similarly, if legislative assembly passes the bill, goes to the governor sends it back. If the legislative assembly again sends back, then governor is supposed to sign it. But if the legislative assembly passes the bill, goes to the governor sends it to the president can send it back. Again legislative assembly sends, again president can send it back. There is no stoppage, there is no upper limit. यहाँ पर कोई upper limit नहीं है, ठीक है. So बाकी what you are asking is, there is no time, there is no restriction mentioned. ठीक है. Yes, yes, you are right. Mr. Amit Shah is the Home Minister of India. तो इसमें author बता ये रहे, that is what he's talking about, that Prime Minister Narendra Modi speaks of reform, perform, transform, etc. We have seen some shifts in home ministry also and all. So these are the things. इसमें कोई facts अगर होगा तो मैं बता दूंगा, otherwise है ना, like 350. So he's using these articles, that under these articles it is the responsibility of the job, especially under 355, to protect the देखो policing जो होता है, technically when we talk about policing, it is a state subject. But if a state fails to perform this, if a state is not able to control policing, then of course the central government's role is there under Article 355. ठीक है, मतलब ऐसा नहीं, अगर मान लीजिए कि कुछ violence हो गया, कुछ ज्यादा ही हो गया, and it is not, the police is not able to control it, then in that case central government comes into the picture. ये नहीं कह सकते कि state subject तो मैं क्या करूँ, no. So and there are cases, for example, like you must have seen left wing extremism area or nationalism area. So you will see a lot of central forces are there, like CAPF होता है, Central Armed Police Force, which comprises of CRPF, Central Reserve Police Force, Central Industrial Security Force, Border Security Force, Indo-Tibetan Border Police, आपने नाम सुना होगा ये सब, है ना. तो जैसे CRPF को खास के भेजा था नक्सलिज्म एरिया में. So this is the central forces, especially in Chhattisgarh, Bastar district, Odisha region, Jharkhand region. Similarly, if there is actually like we have Assam Rifles also in the northeast. So it is true that policing is a state subject, but if the state is not able to control it, then of course the role of the center comes into the picture, and the central government under home ministry is supposed to regulate that. ठीक है, तो फिर central government का role आता है. Defense ministry का role external इसमें होता है, जो army military से related. ठीक है, देखो कश्मीर में भी, so Punjab militancy, of course home ministry's role is very important, है ना. Central Armed Police Force, CISF, है ना, SSB and all. That is what you should be knowing it, है ना. And nationalism and also these are the things he's talking about. So ये अब इतना डिटेल नहीं जाना, इतना डिटेल you're not supposed to do. फिर there are some laws like TADA Act, the Terrorist and Disruptive Activities Prevention Act, TADA was enacted. Then POTA, Prevention of Terrorism Act, was enacted after 2011 attack. Then NIA, a separate agency, was created. So after 26/11 terrorist attack, before that there was nothing called as NIA. इसके बाद बनी थी NIA as a separate agency was made by NIA Act to fight against terrorism. Okay, that is what you should be knowing about these things. Now there's a law called as UAP, Unlawful Activities Prevention Act 1967, made during Indira Gandhi time. This is used against terrorists and all. So that is what you should be knowing. इसमें इतना डिटेल नहीं जाने, देखो NIA Act को improve किया गया है, UAP, Unlawful Activities Prevention Act has been amended and all. So that is what the author is talking about. ठीक है, dilution of Article 370 peace deal and all. ठीक है, Northeast and all. Now, side में Article 3, there was an article talking about BIMSTEC summit. I hope you are aware. Recently, a regional BIMSTEC summit happened. The 6th summit happened in Bangkok in Thailand, where Honorable Prime Minister also visited. So, and it is considered as a bridge between SAARC and Southeast Asian nations. देखो मैंने आपको बताया, देखो you can see 4th April को PM Modi participate in 6th BIMSTEC summit in Thailand in Bangkok, where he met Mohammad Yunus, he met Nepal's Prime Minister, etc., etc. तो मैंने एक पहले तो पूरा dedicated video बनाया है BIMSTEC पर. Please watch this after the class is over. ये search कीजिएगा BIMSTEC career launcher. Please watch it because BIMSTEC is in the news. तो उसको star mark कर लीजिए. So they can ask question, which of the following is not a member of BIMSTEC? Which of the following is a SAARC member or something like that? तो SAARC पर भी मैंने वीडियो बनाया. Just search this SAARC career launcher. You will get this video. Please watch it. Make notes out of it. This is very important. ठीक है. अब देखो, you have to understand one more thing. देखो इसमें SAARC वगैरह की बात की तो होता क्या है, देखो इसमें जो बता रहे हैं, देखो SAARC is this. I'm making a rough sketch. This is SAARC countries, और this is ये वाला जो है ना, this is ASEAN countries. In fact, I have made a video on ASEAN also. So just go to the YouTube and search this ASEAN career launcher. You will get a video on that also. ठीक है. So it is saying, क्या बता रहे हैं कि it is a bridge between SAARC and ASEAN countries. तो BIMSTEC क्या है? BIMSTEC, this is BIMSTEC. Red वाला is BIMSTEC. ठीक है. So BIMSTEC जो है वो ब्रिज है, यानी इधर से इधर का SAARC और ASEAN के बीच का ब्रिज है. That is what this article is talking about. ठीक है. तो म्यांमार, थाईलैंड भी, तो थाईलैंड यहाँ बैंकॉक है, where the summit happened, the BIMSTEC summit happened. ठीक है. तो that is what is being talked about. Then BIMSTEC में जैसे BBIN initiative था, बांग्लादेश, भूटान, इंडिया, नेपाल के लिए कॉन्सेप्ट बनाया गया था कि will be having a motor vehicle agreement and all, so that easy movements of roads can be there. लेकिन but what happened is कि भूटान की पार्लियामेंट ने इसको अलाउ नहीं किया. He did not allow and all. Then he's talking about India, Myanmar, Thailand trilateral highway. Yes. अब देखो यहाँ पर इंडिया, म्यांमार, थाईलैंड, यहाँ से ऐसे हाईवे कनेक्ट करने की बात हो रही है. इंडिया, म्यांमार, थाईलैंड ट्राइलेटरल हाईवे. So ठीक है. So these are the things being talked about, है ना. So that is what you should know, BIMSTEC and all. ठीक है. So Honorable Prime Minister met Mr. Mohammad Yunus, who's the chief advisor of Bangladesh after the transfer of power and all, or after Sheikh Hasina was removed as the Prime Minister. Then Modi ji also met Mr. KP Sharma Oli, the new Prime Minister of Nepal. He became the Prime Minister of Nepal last year in July. Okay, so ये सब चीजें आपको पता होना चाहिए. That is what you should be knowing about. Then he met Myanmar's Prime Minister Min Aung Hlaing. He is actually an army chief. और आपको पता होगा म्यांमार में since 1st February 2021 there's a military coup that happened where Min Aung Hlaing became was army chief. He actually became full powerful. I mean, like military coup means overthrowing the democratically elected government and military coming to power. तो उसके बाद पहली बार, यानी after the military coup happened, Prime Minister Modi met him for the first time. ठीक है. So that is what is being talked about, है ना. So he talked about, he hoped that both should restore democratic process and all. That is what you should be doing, है ना. फिर नीचे वो ये Trump effect and a possible exodus of expertise and all. तो exodus का क्या होता है? Can anyone tell me? EXODUS क्या मतलब होता है इसका? Anyone? Massive people, actually movement of massive people, massive amount of people from one place to another. ठीक है ना. Especially हाँ, तो एक्चुअली ये बता ये रहे कि जैसे अगर यूएस में बहुत सारे लोग आते हैं पढ़ने के लिए ना, मतलब एक्सपर्टीज का मतलब क्या होता है? इन नॉलेजेबल पीपल. सो आई होप यू आर अवेयर, जैसे हम लोग कहते हैं कि इंडिया में ब्रेन ड्रेन होता है, लॉट ऑफ टैलेंटेड एंड ब्रिलियंट पीपल आर गोइंग टू फ्रॉम इंडिया टू यूएसए. इंडिया से यूएस चले जाते हैं. सो नहीं, वही नहीं, और भी चाइना से, डिफरेंट कंट्री से. अब यूएस क्या कर रहे हैं कि उनको वापस चला रहे हैं. सो यूएसए इज एक्चुअली नॉट वेरी मच इंटरेस्टेड इन इमिग्रेंट माइग्रेंट्स नाउ. दे आर एक्चुअली सेंडिंग देम बैक, कैंसिलिंग अ लॉट ऑफ वीजास. आपने सुना होगा ये सब. तो ये बता रहे कि उससे क्या होगा कि यूएस को हो सकता है नुकसान भी हो. दे विल विटनेस एक्सोडस. Massive people, young population will leave. The talented people who were serving in America, they will go back to their own country. इसी पर ये आर्टिकल है, तो ये बता रहे कि मैंने एक लिंक्डइन पोस्ट देखा उसी के बारे में. ठीक है, इसमें कुछ और there is nothing much to explain here. I'm not going that in detail. ठीक है. फिर एक साइड में आर्टिकल के नीचे CPIM makes a shift in leadership. I hope you are aware there's a political party called as CPIM, Communist Party of India, Marxist. So there's a huge leadership change. And they have also brought the rule of 75 years. So those who have crossed the 75 years, they were asked to leave the important position, okay, except the Chief Minister of Kerala. तो इसमें कहा यह गया कि जो भी 75 प्लस, जैसे प्रकाश कारा जो थे ना, he was the general secretary. वृंदा कारा, ये लोग जितने भी senior leaders थे, the 75-year age के those who have crossed it, they are supposed to actually leave the important position, except the Chief Minister of Kerala. He is 79, but still he will remain the Chief Minister. उसमें नए नए लोग लाए गए. सो द न्यू जनरल सेक्रेटरी ऑफ CPIM इज M.A. Baby. जस्ट रिमेंबर हिज नेम. आई थिंक दैट इज मोर देन इनफ. ओके. मैंने एक बार बताया भी था कैबिनेट ये Constituent Assembly क्लास में. I had discussed it. I still remember that. Who gave the concept of Constituent Assembly for the first time in 1934? किसने दिया था? Can anyone tell me? The concept of Constituent Assembly was given by M.N. Roy, and he was one of the founder of this Communist Party of India, and then later on it became CPIM, etc. Okay, just remember it. Okay. Strengthening enforcement of judicial orders. And here he's talking about, the author is talking about National Green Tribunal. M.N. Roy, yes, Ashok Kaur, you were right. I was talking about M.N. Roy. So he's talking about order on limiting air horn usage on major roads between 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. Enforcement agencies include traffic police, transport, etc. and all. Not implemented the order. What NGT would have done is to evaluate the possibility of its order being implemented or taken action, etc. ठीक है. तो ये बता रहे कि नॉइज पोल्यूशन भी एक समस्या है. लाइक वी डू नॉट रियलाइज इट. जैसे हम लोग बोलते हैं कि एयर पोल्यूशन होता है ना, सॉइल पोल्यूशन, एयर पोल्यूशन, वाटर पोल्यूशन. तो नॉइज पोल्यूशन भी होता है. इसको हल्के में नहीं लेना चाहिए, बिकॉज इट इम्पैक्ट्स पीपल. अगर आजकल देखोगे, बिकॉज दीस थिंग्स वी सी समटाइम्स, एक बाइक है उसमें हॉर्न जो लगा, ट्रक का हॉर्न लगा के चला रहा है. आई एम श्योर यू मस्ट हैव हर्ड इट. बट ऑफ कोर्स इफ अ पुलिस कैन सी इट, ऑफ कोर्स अ पुलिस कैन फाइंड इट, एंड पुलिस शुड फाइंड इट. ठीक है. द रीजन इज वेरी सिंपल. आप मोटरसाइकिल है तो आपके पास मोटरसाइकिल का ही हॉर्न होना चाहिए. आप ट्रक का हॉर्न लगा के नहीं चला सकते हो, या बहुत पावरफुल हॉर्न नहीं होना चाहिए, बिकॉज इट क्रिएट्स नॉइज पोल्यूशन, राइट. And of course it impacts. अगर सब लोग ऐसा करने लगे क्या होगा? It will impact the human's brain. दिमाग पर, कान पर, सब पे असर पड़ेगा. ठीक है. And it creates nuisance and all. That is why noise pollution, controlling noise pollution is also very very important. ठीक है. तो वही बता रहे. तो NGT, I hope you are aware NGT का आपने नाम सुना होगा. It is passed as a result of NGT Act. And in 2000 I think 10 वगैरह में बना था. And it is supposed to control environment related things and all. So who is the chairman of NGT right now? एनजीटी का हेडक्वार्टर आपको मिलेगा कोपरनिकस मार्ग में. कोपरनिकस मार्ग. इफ यू गेट अ चांस टू विजिट दिल्ली, और जहाँ पे इंडिया गेट से पास में, जैसे ये बीच में इंडिया गेट है ना, इंडिया गेट से बहुत सारी रोड्स निकलती है. यहाँ पे बीच में इंडिया गेट है. एक रोड जो है कोपरनिकस मार्ग जाती है. ठीक है. एंड हियर यू विल फाइंड द हेडक्वार्टर ऑफ एनजीटी. सो प्लीज टेल मी, हु इज द चेयरमैन ऑफ एनजीटी, नेशनल ग्रीन ट्रिब्यूनल? बताइए. The right answer is Mr. Justice, former Judge Justice Prakash Srivastava. ठीक है. So is a former Chief Justice of Calcutta High Court. That is what you should be knowing about. है ना? Okay. Then एक text and context में article थी. Why is active mobility necessary in India? Active mobility समझते हो क्या होता है? Can anyone tell me? तो इस इमेज से शायद आप समझ जाओ, जो इन्होंने इमेज लगाई है. Active mobility refers to the modes of transportation that use human power instead of motorized form of mobility. यानी जिसमें आप ऐसी चीज पे चल रहे हो जिसमें ह्यूमन का एफर्ट लग रहा है और उसमें मोटर का रोल नहीं है, तो बेस्ट एग्जांपल साइकिल है ना भाई, साइकिल हो गया। स्केट बोर्डिंग आपने सुना होगा, स्केट बोर्डिंग आल्सो इज देयर। इंडिया में कम होता है बट यस आई एम श्योर यू मस्ट हैव हर्ड इट, है ना। तो स्केट बोर्डिंग होता है, या वॉकिंग हो गया, है ना, बेस्ट तो वॉकिंग है, पैदल चलो। इसका भी इंपॉर्टेंस है, ठीक है ना, एंड इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, दैट इज व्हाट यू शुड नो इट, बिकॉज ऑफ कोर्स एक तो हेल्थ के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से, बिकॉज नॉट इज देयर इज अ प्रॉब्लम ऑफ ओबेसिटी आल्सो, लोग खाते खूब है और दुबले नहीं होते, दे आर एक्चुअली एक्सपैंडिंग इट टू मच, so for that also I mean which is impacting heart health and all, so that is why cycling, walking, these are the things also very important, plus इससे pollution कम होता है, सबसे बड़ी बात, and it will reduce pollution and all, fine, so these are the things। एक और चीज इस आर्टिकल में मेंशन है, वो जनरली वी टॉक अबाउट इट, एंड दैट्स कॉल्ड एज गुड समैरिटन लॉ। आप जानते हो ये, इनफैक्ट वेरियस जजमेंट्स ऑफ द सुप्रीम कोर्ट आल्सो टॉक्ड अबाउट इट। जैसे होता क्या, मैं बताता हूँ, फॉर एग्जांपल इफ समवन यू आर गोइंग ऑन द रोड एंड यू सॉ अ पर्सन he had met with an accident and he's lying on the road and bleeding, तो आप क्या करोगे, you will go and help him, take to the hospital, but what is the main problem, the main problem is maybe the police will start inquiring you and maybe you might feel harassed also, क्या आपने देखा है कहीं पे कोई आदमी गिरा हुआ था, एक्सीडेंट हो गया, आप उसको ले गए हॉस्पिटल, जब पुलिस आई इंक्वायरी की तो आपसे खूब सवाल, इतना सारे सवाल करी कि आप ही परेशान हो गए, तो नेक्स्ट टाइम हो सकता है आप डरो किसी को हेल्प करने में। So good Samaritan law बहुत important होता है, जिसमें ये है कि इसको harass नहीं किया जाए, like that is the idea that the person who is helping the person who is a victim of accident, the helper should not be harassed, and he is not supposed to like go to the police station and give the explanation again and again, ठीक है, so that is against the idea, because otherwise कोई help ही नहीं करेगा फिर, and this is one of the reason why people do not help when someone meets with an accident, which is of course very unfortunate। तो इसीलिए कई बार सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने कहा है कि there should be a good Samaritan law and all in this regard, ठीक है, ये सब पता होना चाहिए। Governor cannot change his mind for the second time. We have already discussed in the beginning of the class that if the legislative assembly sends it back, then you have to approve it, ठीक है, है ना, primacy to people's will, because legislative assembly is elected by the people, है ना, that is what you should know। एक ये है ला नीना, है ना, ला नीना वगैरह की बात आपको, आई होप यू आर अवेयर, सो दिस इज इंडिया, दिस इज सदर्न पैसिफिक ओशन, ये पूरा पैसिफिक ओशन है, और दिस इज द सदर्न पैसिफिक ओशन, है ना, साउथ पैसिफिक। सो यहाँ पर एक फेनोमेना होता है, दिस इज कॉल्ड एज एल नीनो एंड ला नीना। इतना पता होना चाहिए, इफ देयर इज ला नीना हियर, देयर विल बी मोर साउथ वेस्ट रेनफॉल, साउथ वेस्ट मॉनसून विल बी स्ट्रांग, या इंडिया में, एंड इफ देयर इज एल नीनो इन साउथ पैसिफिक ओशन, देयर विल बी वीक साउथ वेस्ट मॉनसून। कैसे होता है, I'm not going in that detail, but you should know it because ये अक्सर न्यूज में आता है। So if we are expecting La Nina, there will be more southwest monsoon in around June, July, August, September. That is what you should know, ठीक है। फिर यूएस ईरान का डील है, set to start direct talks. Let us see, अभी तो ये पूरी बात हुई नहीं है। Then China's military expansion is staggering. Staggering मतलब चाइना की military expand उतना नहीं कर रही। Staggering means now it has stopped expanding. Says NATO chief. तो NATO पे मैंने एक पूरी क्लास ही बनाई है। I have taken an entire class on NATO. इसको आप सर्च करना and you will get to know NATO is very important since Russia Ukraine war. जब से रशिया यूक्रेन वॉर हो रहा है तब से NATO का काफी इंपॉर्टेंट रोल है, ठीक है। सो यू शुड नो इट दैट इट हैज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट रोल। NATO is actually a US led military alliance, okay, it's a military alliance, and recently the Donald Trump has actually decided to withdraw. These were the news coming in that USA might withdraw from NATO etc and all, इसीलिए NATO का रोल बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट हो जाता है। आपको NATO पता होना चाहिए क्या होता है exactly. So I would suggest please go and watch it, and these are the important classes that I have already done for you, so that it would be helpful for you in understanding, ठीक है। फिर एक चीज और है, सोयूज जो है रशिया का स्पेस क्राफ्ट है, it has gone to ISS इंटरनेशनल स्पेस स्टेशन। ISS मतलब इंटरनेशनल स्पेस स्टेशन, ठीक है ना, 2 रशियन और 1 अमेरिकन एस्ट्रोनॉट लेकर के गया। Now you should be knowing what is International Space Station. Why you should be knowing? Because what happened was Sunita Williams had got stuck in space. तो आप YouTube पे जाना सर्च करना Sunita Williams stuck in space career launcher. You search this on YouTube. You will get a video. आपको वीडियो मिलेगा where I have explained about Sunita Williams, why she was stuck in space. What is ISS? Because she was stuck there in International Space Station. तो आपको इंटरनेशनल स्पेस स्टेशन पता होना चाहिए. हीलियम गैस लीक हो गया था. So you should know it. She had gone for I think 8 days hardly. 8 या 9 दिन के लिए गई थी. But she got stayed for I think almost 9 to 10 months के आसपास. She got stuck there. 9-10 महीना के लिए फंस गई. She had gone only for 8-9 days. ठीक है. But because of there was helium gas leak etc. ठीक है. तो ये वाली क्लास देख लीजिएगा. आप सर्च कीजिएगा सुनीता विलियम्स stuck in a space career launcher. Just search this. You will find a dark blue thumbnail video where I had discussed about that. तो देख लेना, उसमें मैंने इंटरनेशनल स्पेस स्टेशन भी डिस्कस करा है. ठीक है. So this is all about today's class. Please subscribe to the channel and press the like button, share this video. Thank you everyone. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.